Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris on France 24. I'm giggling, which usually means that James Creedner's here. And voila, here he is. James Creedner's
Talking
here.
some rubbish as usual.
Good to see you. Now, let's start with the front pages in the UK and in Ireland, because everybody pretty furious about the state of the economy and what the governments are doing about it.
It's like another austerity budget. When are we going to stop with the austerity?
On top of austerity.
This is it. Let's take a look at the front page of The Guardian. There goes my pen. At least someone's laughing, says The Guardian. And that's because George Osborne and David Cameron, they were all having a bit of a giggle. Now, of course, it wasn't related to austerity. It was to do with an exchange in the Parliament.
Were they watching Media Watch, perhaps?
They might have been. Who knows? I hope they were.
Mobile phones.
Watching it streaming. Now, over at The Independent, again, obviously unhappy. Osborne runs out of tricks and he's pulling a sort of a skeleton out of a hat there instead of a rabbit.
Dear. They've come up with an interesting comment today, haven't they?
And as you can see there on Twitter as well, people unhappy with that sort of show of...
What did he say?
Well, they were just being jocular. They were having a laugh about, I can't remember exactly the detail. It was an exchange.
We're going to cut all
it was nothing
your pensions.
To do.
Ha, ha, ha.
No. It was just a moment of exchange with the opposition in Parliament, and then, of course, awkwardly caught on camera. Now, across the Irish Sea, it's the same story with another budget in Ireland. The Big Squeeze headlines there at Examiner, and you can see that they're getting very upset, really, with that budget. Ding dong merrily and cry, says the Irish Daily Mirror. Now, you can see people in front of the Irish Parliament there as well with austerity. It's being billed as one of the last austerity budgets to get Ireland up to about 85% of its
But is it working in Ireland?
Well, some say it is. Others say it's just austerity going into overdrive. But there you go. I thought one of the more interesting aspects, even though it's not exactly the economic analysis that will be brought to you by other people this evening.
When all else fails,
This is it now. They put a tax of €1 on 75cl bottles of wine. So look what happened. It came into effect at midnight. So you had people
that person might be having
running
a
to the shops and look at that. Empty
goodness.
Shelves.
Don't panic, people.
So people were panic purchasing in order not to have that
€1.
But let me try to find one. And people were saying, well, hold on a minute, why is everybody complaining about the wine when actually they're closing 100 Garda stations, 100 police stations are being shut down? Isn't that more of a source of worry? But I suppose some people did manage to have a giggle because there was Steve the cat who was doing economic analysis for the Daily Edge. He was there. You see him there with his charts and his bow tie and his
cream crisis.
There he is, shedding light on the crisis.
He's an Irish cat.
He's an Irish cat, Steve, the economic expert. So, it wasn't very positive news either in London or in Dublin, but I suppose some people having a bit of a laugh.
Some people have still got tons of money, haven't they? And they're usually featured in Forbes magazine.
You've got the rich list and you've got the most powerful list. This is...
Who's the most powerful?
Well, the most powerful man, according to Forbes. They're rooting for the home team
and
saying Barack Obama is the most powerful. Now, Angela Merkel, I suppose that's a kind of an interesting one for the choice.
She runs Europe, James, didn't you know?
Huh? Well, this is it. She's not surprised.
She's the one that brings about all this austerity.
That's right. She's like, well, austerity in Ireland and elsewhere, but I'm the most powerful woman in Europe.
Her party just re-elected her with 98% to lead the party again.
I think Germany is at its most influential in terms of rapport de force in Europe. Since World War II, I suppose. Vladimir Putin in number 3. Now, what the French?
Gates, really? Bill
That's
Gates?
right, Bill Gates. Now, what the French are a little bit upset about is look at this: François Hollande down at number 14, coming in 4 places after
better.
Cameron. And last year, Sarkozy was at number 13.
He's behind the
Vice Premier of, I think it's China, Li Keqiang, badly pronounced there. Now, some people are saying, hold on a minute, Sarkozy was 13 last year, and Team Sarkozy on Twitter says, Obama is the most powerful person in the world, according to Forbes. Hollande is classed behind the butcher on the main street of Dijon. #fails. They're not impressed with being classed at number 14.
Oh dear. France is slipping up the rankings in terms of corruption and down the rankings in terms of power. So
that's not good news for Paris.
All right. Now, the French budget minister, bit of a scandal. He is a member of the socialist government, very fond of people paying taxes, but not so keen on paying them himself, allegedly.
Now, take a look at this photo. This photo, the papers are loving it because he's standing in front of a sign saying, fight against tax fraud, except he has been accused by Mediapart, a news website, of having had a bank account in Switzerland in
dear.
UBS. Now, just to very quickly recount what they're saying, they've broadcast on their website a voice recording of him in 2000. It's allegedly him in any case, saying, "I'm soon going to be elected mayor. I'm embarrassed to have this Swiss bank account. How can I shut it down?" He says it wasn't him. He's been tweeting like crazy, trying to kind of, I suppose, clear his name.
Wasn't me.
With hashtags such as integrity and truth on every single tweet.
And work and
Anyway,
determination.
let's move on to perhaps more fun things. That is a duet between
Yes.
Gérard Depardieu and the daughter of the Uzbek president. President for life, dictator.
For, the human rights.
No, so let's take a listen to what a French Uzbek duet sounds like.
Please.
Le ciel se tait. Te pardonner avant, je n'ai pas su, mais maintenant, je te pardonne.
Awful.
So there you go. It's something about being alone, apparently, according to Armin Georgian, who's a Russian speaker, because it's actually in Russian, Russian and French. And so he seems to be going for the money with these sort of gigs with daughters of dictators and stuff. And take a look, just to finish, at this ad that he's done in Russia with a bank. So some people are saying, God, Gérard, would you get a bit serious? You're clearly not hiding the fact that you're looking for the moolah with these deals.
How the mighty have fallen. All right, James Creedon, thank you very much indeed. That's it for Media Watch. We've got more juicy bits from the internet now. It's time for web news.